Hello, beloveds, and welcome to another episode of Vida Spiritual Connection. My name is Sunshine Daye, and I want to welcome you to this week's inspirational message. One of my favorite teachers, Dr. Michael Beckwith, coined the phrase weapons of mass distraction. And as a seeker of the sunnier path, what I know is that building trust in spirit is a vital endeavor. And the weapons of mass distraction, drugs, alcohol, gambling, overeating, drama, stress, cell phones, money, property, prestige, ego, and reputation, well, those things have held us down for far too long and have held us captive for far too long. And we've allowed ourselves to be shackled, thus preventing ourselves from experiencing the magnificence of our life. And so today I want to talk about building trust in spirit as a method to break free from those shackles, as a way to release those weapons of mass distraction, as a way to actually live our best life. And what I can tell you, and starting right off the bat, is that the beacon of life lies within us. And within us is this power to transform and to break the chains and to rise above whatever the situation and circumstances we currently find ourselves faced with. So where do you begin and how do you begin if you want to build trust in spirit, or as many people say, build trust with a spirit? Well, my question is what is it like to actually experience self-liberation, to experience the freedom from the bondage of self, and to experience the freedom or the emancipation from all discord? Well, here's what I want to share with you about that as we begin to just take a look. As we look at answering an inspired call this month, building trust with spirit or building trust in spirit, here's a quote to think about. Each breath is a chance to know and use the power of life within. And imagine that for a moment, that in each and every moment, that each breath is a chance to know and to use the power of life within you. So one must even believe that there's a power and a presence living in, through, and as us, living in us, this indwelling power and presence that I could use for my good. Now, the path to liberation starts with mindfulness. And, what I want to tell you and share with you about mindfulness is this idea of what mindfulness is. So, of course, I went to almighty Google to ask, what is mindfulness? And this is what I got. Mindfulness is the quality or the state of being conscious or aware of something. It's a state achieved by focusing one's awareness on the present moment, while calmly acknowledging and accepting one's feelings, thoughts, and body sensations. Now, the thing that sticks out for me, right, is this idea of bringing my awareness and focusing my awareness and my attention and acknowledging and accepting my feelings, my thoughts, and my body sensations. That being present and being mindful requires those three things. It requires that I calmly am in acceptance and I have my awareness in this moment right now. And so when you wash dishes, how do you make washing dishes a mindfulness practice? Well, that could easily happen that when like you're washing the dishes and you're feeling the water against your skin, or you hear the clinking of the plates or the water, dripping, or with the sponge and feeling the sensations, maybe even smelling the dishwashing liquid and having it really involve all your senses and being fully present in that moment. For it's in those moments of being present that we have this opportunity to reduce stress. Having this mindfulness practice, it enhances our focus. It elevates productivity. And it's through mindfulness that you actually reclaim control over your thoughts and actions. And I'll tell you the truth is mindfulness is just the beginning. Because as we go forward and as we're open to this idea that the universe is conspiring for our good, the universe is conspiring in our favor, what begins to happen through these mindfulness practices and this belief that everything is actually coming together for our good, that when we have opportunities or challenges or encounters, these are not mere coincidences. But in the words of Rumi, the universe is not outside of you. Look inside of you, because everything that you want is already where you are. And so how do we get there? And, and how do we arrive at this place of building trust with spirit and actually beginning not only to believe, but to live from the place of the world is conspiring in my favor. The world is conspiring for my highest good, that everything is coming together for my highest good. Like, how does that actually really happen? And how do I actually begin a practice that supports that kind of living? So here it is. There are many spiritual practices, and this is just a handful of them. But engaging in daily meditation, in daily affirmative prayer, in study, in journaling, in visioning, in engaging in life-affirming practices on a daily basis, whether it's sacred movement or sacred service, and on a weekly basis, even engaging in that sacred service, if not daily, but also inviting yourself to sit for some spiritual counseling and giving as a spiritual practice. And giving as a spiritual practice means sharing and being generous with your time, with your talent, with your treasure. And then last but definitely not least is being in beloved community. And when I talk about being in beloved community, that is exactly what Vida Spiritual Learning Center is. It is a beloved learning community where we come together to learn and to practice spiritual practices so that we might indeed begin to live our genuine life, that we might begin to live our best life. And it's through these spiritual practices and many, many more. I know that my surfer friends say that surfing is a spiritual practice. And when we begin to actually to engage in spiritual practice, what we're doing is we're building our capacity to go with the flow. We're building our capacity to trust in spirit. We're building our capacity to engage in this phenomenon known as synchronicity. And synchronicity is those moments when life aligns and guides us towards our true purpose, like when all of the pieces of a puzzle, come together. Synchronicity is like that because synchronicity is actually a whisper, this internal whisper from that indwelling power and presence, that indwelling life within us that is affirming our path, that is keeping us on the right path, that is keeping us awake, alert, and aware to all of the opportunities that are available to us. It's almost as in the fairy tales, the breadcrumbs that lead us to our destiny. And when we're practicing, when we have a spiritual practice, the question is this: am I being mindful and being present at work? Am I being mindful at school? Am I being mindful in public? Am I being mindful with my family? Am I being mindful with my friends or with my educators? Am I giving 100% of my focus and attention, or am I being distracted, or am I trying to multitask? Because being aware and being fully present takes 100% of being right here, right now. And recognizing that before me is the unique, unrepeatable, magnificent way that life and spirit shows up. I get to know that for the person in front of me. I get to know that for myself. And it's through these awareness practices that we get this opportunity to shed those weapons of mass distraction. And we become this channel for divine alignment. We become very open and receptive, and we begin and we continue to sow the seeds that will bloom flowers for the rest of our lives. But I want to be honest with you here, and that is that releasing these distractions, these weapons of mass distraction, the booze, the drugs, the alcohol, the cell phones, the gaming, the stress, the drama, the property prestige, the having the perfect reputation or being seen as, this persona, like releasing those distractions isn't just a momentary change. In fact, it's a commitment to nurturing your spirit and to nurturing that indwelling power and presence that is really who you are. And when I mean nurturing, it's not that the spirit within you needs any nurturing, but the ego, the edging God out, or the new way of seeing ego, the entertaining God only, the entertaining good only, the entertaining guidance only. When we begin to nurture ourselves in this way, what we're simply saying is we're allowing our internal GPS to be the guide of our life. And it's about really recognizing that you, again, are the unique, unrepeatable, magnificent, powerful, amazing way that life shows up in human form, and that you deserve to live a life rich with joy, rich with love, rich with fulfillment. And I want to tell you that you do not walk this path alone. As you allow this message to be the balm of your soul, as you begin to embrace mindfulness, as you engage in the daily spiritual practices, and as you allow yourself to step into the flow of synchronicity, and as you listen with your inner ear for guidance, you do not walk alone. You're on a path. You're on this spiritual path, on the sunny path, on the enlightenment path, on the path of discovering your life as the life itself. And that as you begin to trust in spirit that is within you, that is around you, that surrounds you, that creative intelligence that created everything out of itself, you begin to use that beacon of life within you to guide you along the way. Building trust in spirit, sometimes it's about those small steps. And as we take these small steps together, we discover that we can truly trust life and that life is for us. I will share this, is that the path is not always paved, but it's definitely worth the travel. I'm looking forward to being with you on the path. And as always, at Vida Spiritual Learning Center, We're here for you to support you on your spiritual path, to support you in your growth and unfoldment, and to support you in building trust with that indwelling power and presence that is your life. Until the next time, I trust that you are blessed by these words. And so it is. Thanks for tuning in to Vida Spiritual Connection. Use the links in the description for a prayer request, to donate to Vida Spiritual Learning Center, and to join our mailing list. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And you can visit us at vidaslc.org for more information.